So put simply, Trans Awareness Week is about being aware of your trans, gender non-conforming, and non-binary friends, families, teachers, and individuals in your community.
Ultimately, Trans Awareness Week is about visibility. And visibility is important because it reminds people of our existence. It reminds people that we are not other than, or less than, or anything but equal to. We are your brothers, your sisters, and your siblings. We are your classmates and your colleagues. We deserve a seat at every table, just as you do. And Trans Awareness Week is an opportunity for us all to focus our attention on how we get to that stage.
And actually it is Trans Awareness Festival at KCL because we need more than 1 week to celebrate a community that is so inherently present in humanity but is so often overlooked, discriminated, and unseen.
Yeah, the reason why Trans Awareness Week is so important is because visibility, giving visibility to the trans community is critical because it is a community that has been marginalized and relegated historically, also continues to be nowadays. But also it is a reminder that visibility alone is not enough, that visibility needs to have meaning behind it, needs to be followed by proactive action, and that it needs to be, it goes hand in hand with challenging the institutions and systems that continue to sustain transphobia, especially nowadays, with the rise of anti-trans laws and policies and the rise of TERFs and TERFism. It is so important that we don't just talk about representation and giving visibility, but we also actively challenge these systems and question them on our day-to-day lives.
One of those issues is the disproportionate barriers we face when it comes to access to justice. And a brand new initiative that's coming up out of KCLSU right now is the Trans Legal Clinic. The Trans Legal Clinic aims to support trans and non-binary people through the process of what is known as social transition. That's when a trans or non-binary person goes through the process of changing their name, their passport, their driving license, maybe their KCL ID. And what we're going to do is we're going to pair trans and non-binary people with students who will work under the guidance of professional lawyers and solicitors and barristers who will support them through that process and make it a fun process, an enjoyable process, as it should be.
And although it seems like transgender representation is increasing and it feels like it's a new trend, a new thing, it is not. It is just really the way the world is capturing desire of trans plus people to be seen and to be heard, whereas in comparison to the past where we couldn't do it due to discrimination and laws that were just against trans rights.
It's also so important because it reminds us that trans people should not be solely defined by our suffering and struggles, that trans people have so much to celebrate about, both and to learn from, both individually and collectively. And there's so much joy and successes and love that we should also be embracing rather than just focusing on the suffering.
What I'm most excited about for this Trans Awareness Week is Tea Time with Taj. My name is Taj, I'm the co-chair of the LGBTQ+ network, and I host bi-weekly events for queer people of color, and these two sessions for Trans Awareness Festival will be specifically for trans students to have an opportunity to decompress, chat, talk about their common experiences, and share tips and tricks.
I'm most looking forward to the official launch of the Trans Legal Clinic and working with other King students to change trans legal futures.
So, what am I looking forward to? I honestly think it's the people, seeing happy faces, curious faces, faces of shock. I think it is such a nice way to validate and celebrate being trans, and to me as a trans person, I think it's one of the nicest way to see a community supporting you. Some of the events that I'm looking forward to are the gender swap clothing event, which you get to come in and you swap clothes to find more gender affirming clothes. The the speaker with Joanne Lockwood, which we're going to be doing it online, where we are having a discussion-based discussion. And finally, I'm going to have to say this, the poetry workshop that I will be doing on trans experiences, but also just transformation, as well as the party that we're going to be having at the end of Trans Awareness Festival that, just celebrates, being queer and all that.